Welcome to the Voice of Presidential Files, where leadership is not built in marble halls, but forged in betrayal's fire. If you believe in courage, loyalty, and the rise of those who lead with heart, hit subscribe now. Like the video. Share the truth. This is the story they never wanted you to hear. The night Ibrahim Traoré was almost killed, just hours before he overthrew a corrupt regime. And how he survived. Because of his mind, and the few who refused to let him fall. Ouagadougou didn't sleep that night. It held its breath. The streets were too quiet. The kind of quiet that comes before either a miracle or a massacre. Above a mechanic's garage in Sector 7, Captain Traoré sat by a window. Eyes scanning the night like a soldier reading the wind before war. The coup was set for 3 a.m. No explosions. No blood. Just a clean shift of power, long rotted under mahogany desks and foreign handshakes. But something was wrong. Something had leaked. Someone had betrayed him. The silence was off. No barking dogs. A strange scent of burning rubber on the wind. His left hand rested near his pistol. His right tapped the table, rhythmic. Ready. Downstairs, Corporal Zeta returned from the alley. Pale-faced. Boss, there's a black SUV. 3 blocks down. Engines still hot. Nobody inside. Traoré didn't flinch. Just muttered, "Then they're already here." 20 minutes earlier, he'd gotten the call. 3 words from a friend inside military police. They know. Mole. No names. No time. The line went dead. He didn't run. He recalculated. The old plan, storm the comms tower, isolate the presidential guard, broadcast control, was now suicide. He stood. Plan Delta, he said. Zeta blinked. That's a suicide plan. No, Traoré replied. It's the only one where I live. Plan Delta was spoken only once, months ago, between 3 people, Traoré, Zeta, Mariam, the underground's best logistics officer, and the only one with access to the old hospital tunnels. Traoré stripped his uniform, wrapped it around a chair, set the pistol on top. Then turned the gas valve. Just enough. Zeta watched, frozen. You're faking your death. No, Traoré said. I'm letting them believe they succeeded. 5 minutes later, boom. A fireball lit the night sky. Sirens screamed. Neighbors screamed louder. And one regime agent whispered into his radio. Target is neutralized. But Traoré was already 4 blocks away. Bleeding from a shallow cut. Riding in the back of a rice truck. Carried by Zeta. Coughing gas. Whispering one name. Mariam. She was already waiting. The elevator creaked to a stop beneath the ministry's operations wing. Power hijacked from a forgotten hospital generator. The doors opened. Warm air. Mildew. Silence, the dangerous kind. Zeta stepped out first. Pistol raised. Clear. Traoré followed, no hesitation. Years of muscle memory. Mariam behind them, carrying the satchel. Inside it, the Militra disruptor. A hacked EMP. Silent. Deadly. Designed by a teenage genius who couldn't even spell revolution, but had just enabled one. They reached the annex control door. Traoré knelt. Placed the disruptor. Then, clicking. Above. Boots pacing. Not standing. Not a soldier, he whispered. A spotter. Traoré activated the EMP. The world blinked black. And in that blackness, they moved, like ghosts. They reached the broadcast room. Inside, 3 men. 1 sweating. 2 in regime gear, scrambling. Zeta fired once. Into the floor. The officer froze. Wait, I didn't. Sit, Traoré said. Quiet. The man obeyed. Because he knew that voice. And perhaps, worse, he admired it. Miriam rushed to the console. Plugged in the encrypted payload, the speech. The documents. The truth. "You sure you want this live?" she asked. Traoré nodded. Adjusted his collar. Blood dried on his sleeve. The camera light blinked red. And across the nation, TVs flickered. Radios clicked. Then his voice. "They tried to kill me." Gasp. From courtyards. Barracks. Kitchens. Not because I threatened power, but because I refused to be its puppet. He didn't yell. He told the truth. "I am not asking you to choose me. I'm asking you to choose yourselves." And then the screen went black. The country didn't pause. It moved. Like lungs inhaling after being held too long. Regime loyalists panicked. Phone lines burst. Defections began. Students painted walls with his words. Old men held radios to their ears. Women whispered, "He's alive." In the palace, General Bossa stared at the screen. Glass shattered around him. He had seen this before. And he knew. He was no longer commanding a country. Just a shell. His fatal mistake. He ordered arrests of any suspected loyalist. He hollowed his own ranks. And within 6 hours, his army was gone. A leaked audio reached Miriam. Bossa had authorized the hit. She didn't smile. She just said, "They gave us the nail." And 2 days later, Traoré walked into the National Radio building. Same jacket. Same blood. Same man. He didn't call for violence. He called for reckoning. "They tried to erase me. Because I reminded them of who we could be. They failed. Now I ask, do we lead ourselves, or wait for permission to be free?" The response didn't come in words. It came in streets. At 10:05 a.m., Traoré walked through the palace gates. Not flanked by soldiers, but by nurses, mechanics, students, farmers. The last guard saluted. Whispered, "Welcome back, Captain." And that's when the people knew, truly knew, it was over. Not because the old regime had fallen, but because no one believed in it anymore. If this story moved you, share it, comment, like, and subscribe for more, because some truths don't need an army, they only need to be heard.